Thank you for being here today, and thank you for the students and veterans who have joined with me today to talk about this important issue. When I announced my candidacy for the United States Senate a week ago, I applauded the 70,000 plus veterans in Alaska. They have made an incredible sacrifice to our country. Unfortunately, on a number of fronts, our country is failing our veterans on health care, housing assistance, and education. As one of the first steps in my campaign, I want to focus on these issues. For all the veterans here today and those across our state, I will make these issues a priority while I'm campaigning, but also as a U.S. Senator. I'm honored to stand here today with some of the young veterans that have come back to Alaska after serving their country so honorably. Today I'm here to pledge my full support for the 21st Century GI Bill, sponsored by Senators Jim Webb of Virginia and Chuck Hagel of Nebraska. Their bill honors the tradition of the original GI Bill and provides full educational benefits to our veterans who are completing their service and want to go to college, vocational education, or career education. Currently, this bipartisan bill has 57 senators supporting it, Democrats and Republicans, including Senator Lisa Murkowski. It provides veterans the financial support needed to go to college. That means covering not just their tuition, but also room and board, and books, and tutoring. Right now, under the current GI Bill, veterans only get an average of $1,100 a month. As you can see by the chart, which is over here, this falls short in covering the cost of education that we deal with today. When our veterans come home from Iraq, Afghanistan, or other areas, we want them to have the same educational opportunities as those who have served before in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. To support anything less is wrong. The 1,600 plus veterans currently enrolled in the University of Alaska system should not have to be saddled with thousands of dollars of debt when they graduate from college. They should not have to take part-time or full-time jobs just to make ends meet. Senator Webb's bill provides those who have served our country since 9/11 full cost University of Alaska system should not have to be saddled with thousands of dollars of debt when they graduate from college. They should not have to take part-time or full-time jobs just to make ends meet. Senator Webb's bill provides those who have served our country since 9/11 full cost going to the highest cost public schools in their state. It also creates incentives for private universities to partner with the federal government to cut the costs of private institutions. This is not complicated. Our veterans have sacrificed for America, and we owe them this opportunity. Closing the financial gap for our veterans should be the top priority for Congress. Over the next few weeks, Congress will be taking this important vote on the 21st Century GI Bill. I urge Senator Stevens to join me in providing veterans the full cost of college education, like the one he received when he returned from World War II thanks to the GI Bill. We need to restore the tradition our country's had after World War II of offering full educational assistance to all our returning veterans. Not only do these benefits help our veterans, they help our country. For every dollar invested in a World War II veteran, $7 were generated through taxes and economic development. The original GI Bill sparked economic growth and expansion for the generation of Americans. A more generous GI Bill now will do the same for today's economy and today's generation. It's just as important now as it was then. I know there are others pieces of legislation, watered-down bills that have been introduced in the Senate, but anything less than full support for our veterans is just unacceptable. The veterans of our modern-day wars deserve the same educational benefits as the veterans of previous wars. They've made the same sacrifice, and they deserve the same rewards. As I mentioned earlier, I'm honored to stand here with many Alaskan veterans, including two impressive young veterans that are currently students at UAA. I'd like to have you welcome Charles Bergeron, a homegrown veteran from Juneau who served in Iraq. Charles?
Thank you, everybody. My name is Charles Bergeron. I joined the Army straight out of high school down in Juneau, shipped out for basic training September of '01. Did 5 years, a single tour in Iraq, and came back up here to go to school. Ever since I joined the Army, I wanted to go to school. That was one of the main reasons I joined. Wanted to go to college back here in Alaska. I'm proud to be an Alaskan. And being in the Army gave me some time I chose to become a mechanical engineering student, get my mechanical engineering degree, and then go on into the workforce. Right after I got out in '06, I registered for classes here at UAA, and was unfamiliar with college at the time. It would be my first time going to college back then. And when the university stuck me with a $3,000 bill for tuition, it was pretty scary. But and dealing with the VA, and they're a big organization, it's difficult to get anything from them. Word on when the benefits are coming through, how it works. What do I got to do to get this money? When's it coming? I got this $3,000 check. What am I going to do? But I had saved some money while I was in and used that to pay the initial tuition. Regrettingly, I wanted to save it for a house later on, but it didn't work out, having to chip away at it to pay for school. But like you can see on the figures over here, the GI Bill, it's welcome assistance, but it's just not enough. I get $12.50 because I invested a little more into it while I was in, but it just doesn't cover it. You got books. Spent $400 in books for this semester alone, another $3 grand for tuition, and that's all before I even go to class and get my first GI Bill benefit for the month of January. So it's just obvious that the GI Bill today doesn't match the cost of education today. So any support for this new bill would be very welcome. And thank you for your time.
He's a great example of Alaskan who returns, wants to go on to higher education, and finds that the current GI Bill does not accomplish what the original intent was, the tradition of it, many, many years ago. So again, thank you for your comments and your words there. The next speaker I'd like to introduce is John Roberson. He's another young veteran who served as a UA student body president also. John?
Thank you for that, Mayor Begich. I did join the United States Air Force. I served 5 years, including in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and Minot, North Dakota. With those two assignments, I often wondered why I angered in the military, but I did enjoy my service, and I'm happy to be an Alaskan veteran. As a UAA student, I did serve as student body president and also on the Alaska Commission on Post-Secondary Education, and I've been actively involved in school. I personally believe that for a person to get the most out of their college experience, they should be involved with the activities as much as possible. With that said, it takes away some of the times for work. I have been a part-time working student this entire time I've been in college, and the GI Bill has done a great job in assisting me to be involved in school and develop my resume and develop my personal leadership skills. But it often falls short. My rent is $800 a month. My car payment is $300 a month, insurance, and these things do add up, and these are real live bills that I pay each and every day. I definitely welcome the new GI Bill. I think it's a great way to show our veterans that we do support them, and I thank Mayor Begich for supporting it also. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, John. And the last person I'd like to introduce, she works with many veterans here at UA, working through the Veterans Administration quagmire paperwork and processing things for students, and that's Teri Gravenmier. And let me introduce her. Again, she is again a first-hand knowledge of what veterans go through here at the university. Teri?
I'm a veteran. I am a disabled veteran. And as a disabled veteran who currently works with veterans to seek their education benefits, I have to say that the Webb bill is a much overdue and needed new bill for our veterans. Veterans have not received any substantial increase in monetary benefits in almost 20 years. I work with many veterans who face daily the struggle to balance home, school, and finances on top of trying to adjust to civilian and university life. These veterans have just left a very rigid lifestyle and find it difficult to adjust to the more liberal atmosphere of university life. Many of these veterans are too proud to admit that they struggle. And often they carry on working full-time jobs while they try to work full-time. I see the suffering on almost a daily basis, and the time has come to increase the benefits and stop their silent suffering. The Webb bill is an excellent start, but it is only a start. Veterans' education system is in desperate need of a complete overhaul. It is riddled with antiquated processes and oppressive regulations. I find it difficult to justify telling a veteran who is in charge of multi-million-dollar equipment or people's lives that they must verify with the VA every month that they are still attending school. Veterans who receive benefits under the Montgomery GI Bill paid into that veteran, or paid into that benefit, and they deserve more for their money. Finally, disability compensation has also not been increased for nearly 20 years, not at any substantial rate. The time has come to continue that fight too. That's the next step we need to make, is increasing veterans' disability compensation, because their cost of living has increased over the years, but this benefit too has not kept pace with the times.
Again, I can't stress enough the importance of the Webb bill, and there, as I mentioned, there are probably going to be some bills out there that will try to compromise on this issue, and truly there is no compromise for our veterans. It is critical that we enable opportunities for them through education. There are many other issues veterans will be dealing with, but just to have two examples of veterans that are experiencing struggles as they figure out how to move on and have their education enhanced. So let me end there. I'm happy to answer any questions from the press, and if not, we'll do individuals afterwards. So I'm happy to answer any questions that the press might have. These guys are, these two are like, but again, thank you very much for being here. You will hear more on veterans issues as the campaign moves forward. But this one we felt was critical as it is coming up in the next few weeks, we hope, within the U.S. Senate for some sort of vote. Again, the Webb bill is a great bill and it's a great opportunity for our veterans. Let me end there and say thank you very much for joining, and thank you to the veterans that are behind me for coming today. Thank you very much.